So the world changed. At least that's what everybody says. But let's be honest, you don't quite believe it. Not yet, at least. You may go with it, you may run with it a little bit, but deep down inside, let's be honest, you think it's bullshit. But at the same time, you also know that what used to work just does not work anymore. And you don't know why, but you work harder and harder and harder, and you just don't make the numbers. You just don't get the same results. So part of you is starting to consider this idea that the world really changed. But the sky is the same, the cars are the same, the houses are the same, so what happened? And the thing is, the world changed. It really did. You may not notice it because it's so profound in its core and so massive in its extension that it's just invisible to the eye of anyone who's not far away enough to see the forest. So all the rules, have changed. Everything that used to work will make you fail in this new world. And if you don't learn the new rules, you, my friend, are gonna be left out of the game. So if you wanna learn how to play the game of business in this new world, you have come to the right place. Hello everybody and welcome to this new show. And yeah, it will be in English. I will be doing the show in English. So if you speak English, you most likely have never heard anything that I've done before or seen anything that I've done before. And if you're one of our followers or you are familiar with our content, you're wondering why is now a show in English. And I have to be completely super honest with you. Every show that we do in The Final Boss is basically oriented to the people that will be listening to that content. So we are basically oversimplifying everything so that people who doesn't have a background on marketing or in business are able to understand it. But this show is a show that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's a show where I will be speaking about business. I will be going deep down the business rabbit hole, and I won't be talking in simple terms. I will not be dumping down the information. I will go straight to the complicated stuff that I really want to talk about and that I'm really passionate about. And why doing it in English? Because two reasons actually. The first one is that I haven't spoken in English in eons. It's I really fucking miss it. And every time I try to speak in English these days, it's fuck, it's so hard. Right now, I'm listening to myself and it's oh my god, this sounds like shit. So it's so rusty that I really don't want my English to die. So it's basically just to please myself, to give myself an opportunity to have a chance to speak English with myself and to indulge myself in doing it. And the second reason is that I want to talk serious business in this show. And if you are not able to speak English and you are going into business, you are seriously fucked up. It's you can't be in the business or marketing world and not speak English. So I kill two birds with one stone, which is fucking great. I get to speak some English and you get to listen if you want to a guy talking about really complicated business shit that no one wants to talk about. So I'm going, like I said, I'm going serious on this shit. So if you're hoping to find 3 steps to get millionaire by tomorrow, or you want the quick road to establishing your brand or creating strategic communication for your business that allows you to grow your fan base by 10x in like a week. Okay, this is not your show. This is not the show for you, and you should not listen to this. This is show, because I will not be giving 3 steps videos or oversimplifying shit or giving easy roads. This is gonna be the place where I'm gonna talk about the real stuff, the serious stuff, the things that most senior management or CX somethings are afraid to talk with their bosses or with their management teams, because it's the complicated shit, the shit that you're supposed to learn at an MBA or at business school. But I'm gonna be honest, if you're if you're doing an MBA, just ask for your money back, because I mentor and coach so many people with MBAs from so many prestigious universities that, oh my god, it's like, how is it possible for you to be an expert in business and know this little? It's like the amount of information that is presented to people on this type of courses is so drastically tiny that it's like sometimes I am really surprised. How are you able to run a company with this tiny amount of information that you possess? And it's a complicated thing because, okay, wait a moment. Yeah, I'm like resonating your attention right now because I need you to listen to this. So I'm gonna do it again, like beep, or like yeah, that's good. You're resonating. I have your full attention. Good. The thing is, if you have an MBA, don't be like, oh, this guy's insulting me. He doesn't value my MBA and shit. No, dude, like, awesome. If you did that because you want to better yourself, because you want more knowledge, that's cool. What I'm trying to say, and this is probably the name of this episode, the world changed. It's something so difficult. I mean, I'm not a kid. I look like one. I look like I'm 19. My face has not changed since I was 19 years old. And I don't even look a day older, which is amazing in some aspects of my life. And others is weird because people are like, why is this 20-year-old trying to tell me how to do business? I'm a businessman. Like I'm some important business owner and it's 20 years. Okay, I'm not 20 years old. You know, I've done my work. But the thing is, the world's changed and it's been incredibly hard, and it's completely understandable why. Everett Rogers completely explained it with the law of diffusion of innovations. Then Roger Moore basically gave us the tool to be able to jump over or not jump, but cross the chasm. And now we know why it's so hard to get information to spread. So if you don't know this, chill, I will be explaining to you. No, I don't know in this episode, maybe in the next one, but I will be talking because everything is ruled by the law of diffusion of innovations. And the thing is, it's so complicated to get information to move through the different native groups that compose every single idea that exists in our world. So it's super hard to speak to boomers and X's about the fact that the world changed, because these guys really believe that because they use Instagram or WhatsApp, they are within the change. They are with knowledge of what that which is change. And well, the ego steps inside. They don't want to be told that they are wrong, because they are important businessmen, right? So these are the type of people that they will gladly and willingly sink the boat, trying to prove that they're right instead of accepting that someone younger than them knows better. And it's a complicated scenario. And at some point in my life, I worked so hard trying to change it, but it's not worth it. It's really not worth it. It's like, I felt that if I could help these people that had so much to give because they have experience, knowledge, and things that are not worthless, are so valuable. But they are not taking the steps to understand the new context and the new people that are born within this context. So they don't want to share it. They just want to accumulate. It's for them. They don't understand the rules of giving. So I just got tired and I'm like, I don't care anymore. So what I'm trying to say with the MBA and the things is that if you're a boomer listening to this, or you're an X, dude, get ready, because everything that you've learned on your MBA, even if you studied on fucking Harvard, it doesn't amount to more than 10 books. That's it, 10 books. Normally it's between 6 and 8. That's the amount of knowledge that this type of courses are able to deliver, because these courses are done to deliver to the masses. So when you create a course that's, even if you're doing an MBA, like a specialized type of course that is not supposed to be for everybody, you are doing something for the masses. So you need to think about your average business person and your average business situation, and the result is the giving of average information. You can't really go too deep into that because, for example, there's something called the specialist dilemma. I don't actually remember it as a name, or maybe I'm just giving it a complete new name, but it's by this guy who is a PhD and like this super specific thing, giving a TED Talk. I don't actually remember the name. Maybe I will add it on the description, and if by any chance you are looking at the description, you might also take your time, hit the subscribe button if you're still listening, and maybe just maybe give a like to this video, or I don't know, like hit the share button and share it to someone you might think will like it. But if you're gonna share it, at least wait until the end of the episode to actually be sure that you're liking what you're hearing. So the thing is that this guy is talking about the fact that when you have a PhD and you're doing like a symposium or a conference, and this is something that is actually presented on the Big Bang Theory as well. The thing is that if you have 3 people listening to you in the conference, you're like a fucking rock star, because the more likely situation is that 3 people in the world know what you talk about, and it's incredibly frustrating. And I live that every day, because the amount of knowledge that I possess, I don't know, like equals 3 to 4 PhDs on marketing and business. So every time I start talking business, I need to dumb it down because no one understands what the fuck I'm talking about, because human beings we work by layers. So in order to be able to understand something that's absolutely complex, absolutely incredibly complex, you need to possess all the knowledge that enables you to understand that, otherwise you are fucked. So when I talk about university and stuff like that, university is not able to provide that kind of knowledge anymore because the world advances way too fast. So the only way to do it is like reading on your own, investigating. Everything is out in the open, everything is completely accessible to you. And guys like Tai Lopez have shown it. I mean, this guy has created, has breeded a new generation of millionaire kids, like driving Lambos and shit, just by making them read. And it's as simple as that. Like, just think about it. I just said I have the equivalent to 3 or 4 PhDs. Where am I backing that up? Well, it's as simple as that. I just told you, one MBA equivalent is the equivalent to 8 to 10 books, right? Well, just look it up. Just study how much information you can get packed up and provided to you in a doctorate course. It doesn't at any level surpass the amount of 50 books on an average of 300 pages each. Yes, we're talking about 15,000 pages of information. That's what you get on a doctorate course. And you get paid like a shitload of money to do a doctorate course, or you can just read the 50 books that basically compose the doctoral course. And well, that's basically what the 1 book a week challenge is. Just read 52 books a year, and that's what I do. So it's like every year you are doing a doctoral course. If you are obviously doing what I do, like reading books that are completely about business and marketing and neuroscience and anthropology and human behavior and communication and CEO or SEO or I don't know, like copywriting. But if you're reading like Twilight, okay, that doesn't actually count. I mean, you're getting smarter and everything, but you're not assimilating specialized knowledge, and it doesn't really count as you coursing a doctoral course. But now you get the idea. So the thing is, with this new amount of information stumbling the world, university is just not a way. I mean, yeah, it's still a way, but it's not the only way. So if you are one of those people that still believe that the only way to actually learn is to go to university or courses or shit like that, you're fucked. Because if that were true, there wouldn't be any millionaire kid, it wouldn't be Napster, it wouldn't be Facebook, it wouldn't be anything that a dude with 19 years old created and allowed him to become more successful than you are at your 50s. So that's the first rule of the new world. The rules changed. They changed, my man. And you need to understand them. And that's what this this is what I will be doing here. I will be talking about what does it mean to do business in what I call the new world of business, because it is a new world. Like every single rule, every single structure that translated into what people accepted as business or capitalism has changed. And has changed because humanity has changed and technology has aided that change to become part of the standard. Now change is the standard. And it has to do with Godin's law and at the same time with Metcalfe's law. Metcalfe is the guy that invented the Ethernet, and basically he gave us this law that explains that every single member of how can I say it? Every single member of a network creates an exponential increase in the information that exists in that network. So Seth Godin, for example, gives a super great explanation. If you have two people, you need 2 handshakes, right? But if you have 3 people, now you need 3 handshakes. And now if you have 4 people, you need 6 handshakes. So it starts growing exponentially. What people that are not in the digital era, like they're not natives of the digital era, but they are trying to adapt to it, are failing to grasp is that every single change we do affects everything within the network, because it leverages on everything that's been built before. And at the same time, everything that's been built before leverages on that. Like, I'm gonna give you like a super really fucking simple example. You don't pay for shit the way you paid 5 years ago. You don't buy shit the way you bought shit 5 years ago. And definitely, you don't have the attitude towards buying or purchasing brands or goods that resembles your attitude towards 5 years ago, because everything changed, everything. And you can blame this demonical reality that we're now experiencing, that some people are oblivious because they have so much faith in the establishment that they just cannot process what's going on. But the thing is, it's because of technology, and technology will change the way we interact. And the best example I can think of is the music industry. So think about that. There was a music industry, and Yeah, I'm pretty sure my English is like changing the process. That's fucking awesome because it's like every second that passes, it becomes easier to this thing. So, like I said, it's for my own self-indulgence. So, the thing is, think about the music industry, right? There was a music industry. It was a huge, massive, incredibly big industry until some dude at his dorm invented something called Napster. And this industry, instead of accepting the change and realizing all the immense possibilities that it brought with it, fought it to the end. I still remember Metallica trying to sue people that weren't listening to their songs. I mean, they were listening to the songs while paying. So, one dude, like everything it took was Napster. And you don't even remember it. You don't even remember that, I don't know, like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, when you want to listen to a record, you needed to pay for it. Now you have access to literally all the music in the world with Spotify, and don't even count all the other platforms that you might not know, because Spotify serves the needs of the mass so great that no one else is looking for other platforms unless you're looking for like high definition, high quality music and stuff like that. But there's a point. 20 years ago, you needed to buy music in order to be able to listen to it. Now it's free. All the works from all the artists of the world, all the musicians in the world, are delivered to you for free in your computer, your cell phone, your TV, and everything. So it took one dude with a computer to destroy all that the music industry constructed, and no one within the music industry was wise enough to understand it so that they could use it to their favor. Because people resist change because we want to be safe. Most of us at least want to be safe. And when change comes, danger comes. And we don't want danger. We want to be safe, secure. We want to know exactly everything that's happening. But in today's world, safety is dangerous. Playing it safe in today's world is dangerous. So, for example, while you're spending, I don't know, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 on an MBA, I'm spending $1,000 on books and learning more than you, in growing my business and learning everything that I need to know to grow my business, and using technology to leverage, and instead of hiring people, building and amassing a workforce of freelancers that provide me everything that I need. So anytime that I need anything, they're available at my disposition. So I destroy the risk. I destroy, how can I call it? I destroy expenses, and I create a business that's able to change on the demands of the market and adapt to any change, because there's no risk, and I can work on try to get myself out of the business every single day and construct soft innovation. Soft innovation, maybe you are wondering, what the fuck is soft innovation? Soft innovation is actually the only proper way to innovate in today's world. Think for example about P&G and Reflect. Just let's take a look at P&G and Reflect. In case you don't know, Procter & Gamble in 1999, 22 years ago, they made this bet on customized cosmetics. And the idea was basically a line of makeup that any woman could be able to formulate on her specific kind of desires or whatever. And P&G ended up offering more than 50,000 combinations of lotions and potions, and for every type of woman, complexion, type of body, etc. And they basically started giving previews and sneak peeks and free trials and everything. And the idea sounded fucking amazing. It's like, Actually, if you think about it, it's like super brilliant, like the super customization of your makeup boutique, right? And it's like super in tune with what we want right now, right? So what happened? Did it work? No. In 2005, after 6 years of losses, P&G shut down Reflect. Why? Because P&G, what tried to do was turn their massive advertising campaigns and massive marketing and massive business strategies into something niche. That's not the way it works. You can't become niche with a massive strategy. It works the other way around. And it didn't work because it was innovation. And even though it was a really great idea, you need to go through all the steps of transmitting the message to the masses so that innovation becomes mainstream if you want the masses to adopt innovation. And that process is by any means fast. So P&G failed not because it didn't have the right vision. It failed because it didn't understood how to present innovation to the world. So soft innovation basically is the art of creating new without creating huge expenses to be able to do it. So if you need to grab a team of your best members, best employees, give them $200 million and give them 2 years to create an amazing new innovation type of idea or business, you're fucked, because if it doesn't work, you're fucked. So what you need to do is be able to try ideas constantly, new ideas, new ways, new approaches, without needing a huge investment, hopefully nothing. So you can see what works, and once something works, you actually create the process or the product or the service. It's something basically that is the same thing that they did with Captain Crunch. They created the cartoon and the box, presented it to the kids, and once it had an amazingly great acceptance, they created the cereal after it was loved by the kids. That's what you do. And that's why content is so important today, and that's why I believe, well, it's not that I believe, it's actually math. 96% of every single company in every single world will be out of business in less than 2 years because they are not able to adapt themselves to a way of doing business that sustains itself on giving, which Seth Godin calls permission marketing. Many other marketers call value-based marketing or inbound marketing. And basically results in your business becoming a content creator, content that your audience will consume, therefore becoming interest in what you do and what you are. And once it becomes interest in your vision of the world and therefore share the same vision, they will use your products to further that vision, which is basically what PlayStation does. You don't buy a Zen 2 processor with 16 gigs of GDDR5 RAM and massively fast solid state drive with 5,000 megs per second. You buy a PlayStation 5, right? No, you buy play without limits. You buy the experience of being able to play every fucking game that you want to play, the best games in the world, in your home by just $500 instead of having to pay $5,000 to play the equivalent on a computer. And you know that it's not the best way to play video games, but dude, just do the math. Like, I'm paying $500 for like 90% of the experience, and if I want the other 10%, I need to pay $4,000 more. So it's actually an amazing way. It's like play has no limits. I can get everything for $500, an amazing fucking experience, and that experience just happens to come on a PlayStation 5. but it's not the PlayStation 5. It's the experience. And in PlayStation's case, the content is the games. So the marketing is on the product. The moment I play a game, I like the game, I talk to other people about the game, I am becoming the sales force for Sony and the studio that developed that game. So I am doing the marketing because the game is the marketing. It's the same as an iPhone. If I show my iPhone at the party, the product is the marketing. The product is the emblem that I show the world to present my view of the world. If I use Nike shoes, I am making a statement. If I use Adidas shoes, I am making a statement. And that's branding. And that's a topic I really want to get on, because if you listen to the big ones like Seth Godin or Philip Kotler or even Gary Vee, you might be a little bit confused because everyone talks a different way about it. For example, Seth Godin refers to brand marketing as the marketing done in the 50s and 60s by doing advertising. So for Seth Godin, brand marketing is establishing a knowledge and relationship with the brand by presenting the brand to the world in advertising, like making it familiar, making it a part of your home, right? But in today's world, brand marketing has evolved from just announcing yourself for people to know that you exist, to reflect a view of the world. Apple was the first entity. I'm not sure if Apple comes before Harley Davidson. I'm pretty sure Harley Davidson comes first, so maybe Harley Davidson was the first to do this, but let's go with Apple, okay? Apple basically stood for something. They didn't make computers. They didn't create software. They were a company built for the sole purpose of bringing technology to the average Joe. So if you were living in those times, the only way to be able to use a computer was to be an IBM computer nerd, like with the glasses and the tie and the pants. And if you were not one of those guys, you were not able to use a computer, because that means that your life decisions will not have guided you towards the knowledge that you needed to use a computer. And Steve Jobs wanted to change that. He wanted technology for the masses, technology for everyone. That's why you can't tune a Mac computer. That's why I don't buy Mac shit, because everything is customized for your satisfaction, right? And I don't want I want to make my own customizations. But I love the brand, because the brand stands for something, and that's what having a brand means in today's world. In today's world, having a brand means that you stand for something. There's something that you want to change, that there's a regime established by the guys on IBM that deprives you from being able to use technology, so we want to change that. Having a brand means that something in the status quo is wrong and that you want to change it. Having a brand means that you are calling on to every single person that believes the same thing that you do. And we will use these products, we will use these services, because these products and these services basically show to the world our beliefs. It's like for a Christian wearing a cross. They are wearing a product, which is the cross necklace or whatever the Christians use, to show the world that they are Christians. Or the Jews wearing their hats and stuff like that. We are making a statement. That's what brands do now. And that's why I differ with Seth Godin. Not that he's wrong, just in the use of the term, but that's just common thing right now. Marketers call whatever they want to call whatever they want to name. So, like the principle, what I'm trying to say is that when I speak about brand marketing, I'm speaking about the art of creating a company around an idea, a statement, a vision that will drive a mission to change something in the world. So, for example, why do I own a marketing agency? Because I am tired of people, good businesses, dying because they are brainwashed into doing shit that will have actually no use in their business. Burning millions every year in advertising and stuff that doesn't work, on services that are just dumb because they're fucking average and they just want to be average and they just want to make money. And I want to help people who actually want to change something, create that impact. I want to help the guy that will create the next Napster make it a success, because we need it. We need those guys to succeed. We need you to succeed. If you want to change the world, if you want to make a difference, if you want to make your impact on the world, we need you to succeed, because if you fail, what are we missing because of that? How would the world be today if Steve Jobs would have not bring us the iPhone? How would the world be if there was no Harley Davidson? You could say, come on, it's a brand of motorcycles. Dude, people tattoo the fucking logo of Harley Davidson on their bodies. It's a logo. And people get tattoos with it on their body. Because it's not a logo, it's transcended beyond that. It's a way of life. It's a religion. And if you are a religious dude and you feel offended by that, I'm gonna explain what the fuck is religion. Religion is not a system of beliefs. That's what a system of belief is. If you believe in God or Yahweh or Pastafari or what the fuck, I don't know actual name, that's awesome. Fucking great for you. If that makes you a better person, that's awesome. If that makes you happy, that's awesome. If that I don't know, like helps someone else, that's awesome. But that's not a religion. A religion is a system. It's a construction of systems that enables you to live up to your core beliefs. So, for example, a construction of systems around Christianity. Don't kill your brother. Because if you killed your brother, you would basically be going against the system of beliefs that constructs Christianity. Christianity. So the religion is the systems that we use to be able to live up to our core belief system. So brands create religions. They create ideas, ways of living life. Nike is all about superior business performance. Be the best motherfucking athlete that's exists in the world, right? That's what Nike does. Adidas is a completely different thing. Adidas is about being fucking cool while you're doing sports, right? It's like go out in your sports gear, like be cool, like get the chicks to notice you. That's what Adidas is about. It's not for the phony sports person, but it's for the guy that is. I don't want to be like the next Usain Bolt. I just want to be like, I want my six pack, I want to look good, and at the same time I want to be like, I want to look good at it, right? So that's the thing. And those who buy Adidas, we are doing it because of that. But people who buy Nike are doing it because they want to be the superstar. They want to be Michael Jordan. They want the idea of the Michael Jordan. That's why a fucking Air Jordan costs what it costs. You are buying a vision of the world, not a shoe. The shoe costs $2. So once you understand that brands are not just a cliche or a name or some other different way to call a business, understand that brand is the next step in business evolution. So you have the factory. After the factory, you have the company, and after the company, you get the brand. So we build factories to be able to produce shit. Then we build companies to be able to create factories that produce shit. And then we build brands to change the world through an organization of people that create something through the factories. And by doing that, we make the world a better place, because the sole idea behind a business, up until now actually, I would say that up until the 2000, but the truth is up until now, is to just make a business to become rich. Like create a company and become wealthy by that. And then comes this guy, what was his name? Friedman, with his idea that a business should basically do whatever that's within the constraint of the law in order to create money. And Simon Sinek speaks a lot about this when he basically unravels the damage this did to the world, by basically like, do whatever the fuck you want as long as you don't break the law to make money. And that changed the way we start working, the way we start seeing each other, the way we treat people. And then came brands, and brands are about the change. So everything else is for the purpose of the brand, the mission, the change that we want to make. And then the result of that is that you will become as successful as you are able to basically create the impact that the brand wants to create. And to do that, people will have to choose your brand, which means people want the same thing as you do, which means in turn that you will become as successful as your ability to help other people achieve their goals. And that's the realization that you need to process, absorb, and make a part of you if you want to have the privilege of doing business in this new world. Because a lot of you, hoping that someone has gotten to this point, which I'm not really, no one will listen to this, and I'm cool with that. But if let's imagine that someone is listening to this, and you have gotten to this point, okay? If you are a businessman of old, if you are an old-fashioned businessman, you're this guy talking bullshit. That will be your demise, bro. That will be your demise. Steve Jobs told the guys at IBM, "You are fucking it up," in the 80s. And it was arrogance of Big Blue that didn't allow them to listen to the words of this young man. And in less than 20 years, IBM was experiencing the most massive debt, corporate debt, a company has ever had, with a debt adding to $8.2 billion. And no one knows that, because everybody remembers the nice part when IBM reinvents itself, cuts all of their computer programs for the masses and starts focusing on Watson and data, big data and shit like that, and they made it. Fucking A. But the point is, you didn't need to get to a point when you are 8.2 billion in debt to realize that what this kid said to us 20 years ago was true. And now it's the same. if you still believe that business is just for making money and just getting rich and selling whatever shit you make to people and blah 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 blah, yada yada yada, I cannot change your mind, and I will most certainly won't even try. But if you're listening to this and that makes sense, that resonates with you, that feels right, what I can tell you is that every single business book, going from Everett Rogers down to Roger Moore, passing through Bob Chapman, great guy by the way, including every single study done by Jim Collins, every single work by Salim Ismail, and all the superheroes at Singularity University, the works of Peter Diamandis, and okay, I'm not gonna start trying to remember it all, but the point is that there isn't one book that says the opposite, which has not already been proven by some other author that it was wrong. So business will inevitably become the way we change the world for the better, because the most profitable thing that you can do is solve people's problems. I know there's a remnant of the old world, like the pharmaceutical industries and everything, that are basically built upon fucking people up. Like, just stay depressed, eat our pills, and just live depressed, but completely hooked up to us, and we will drain you from your money, and you will be miserable, but you will be alive, and you will be paying us. Yeah, fuck yeah, like America, fuck yeah. But that's the point. It's like, that's old world, and it will crash eventually, because thanks to all the leverage technologies providing. Oh, finally, I think that right now, finally, I think I'm getting the English back. Oh, this is fucking awesome. Okay, so the thing is, doing something that helps solve people's problems is the best way to do business in today's world. Best way to do business. So more people will keep on embracing this model, and more people will start solving problems, and more people will use the internet, will use every single software, will use every single platform to keep on providing solutions to people's worlds. Problems. And the more people do it, the better the shit will become. And I actually have like a super positive idea for the world in the future. Because when everybody's working to help other people, it creates like a super amazing reality where things will start speeding up like massively, and ideas will start spreading. And if you're helping people with those ideas, it's impossible to create a system that does not evolve positively. So I am quite hopeful. I'm quite positive when it comes to the future. This reality that we're living right now, I guess, is the ultimate proof that the people who are right now pulling the strings, are so afraid that they're just launching all the cavalry at us, because it's inevitable. It's fucking inevitable, and gives you like a super amazing view of the world and what it will become. At least that's mine. You don't have to share it, but that's it. So I'm getting to the end. We're getting to the end of this first episode, and what's the take on it? The world's changed. The rules have changed, and they will keep on changing. That's the point. Right now, what I've just said, those are the rules that apply to the right now, but they will change. But at least for the now, this is how business works. Business is about creating something that will change the world. And the products and the services and whatever thing that we make is just the canvas for that. Which means that if you are choosing to be in the business of being in business, you have chosen to become an artist. Because artists create realities and ideas, and they give them to us. And those ideas become gifts that change our lives forever and expand our worlds. And if you want to be in business, you got to start doing exactly that. So until next time, my name is Lucas, and don't hit the subscribe button. You know you don't want to. See you next time.